Hello, everybody, and welcome to At the Dinner Table. I'm your host, Vincent Wolf, here with the fellas. And we're missing two fellas today. One had chores, and the other one just keep them lifted up in prayers. You're going to do some family stuff. Um, and yeah, we're back. We took off Martin Luther King because I feel like Black people should have that day off. And that's just how I feel. They said I'm wrong for that, but I don't believe it. How you guys doing? How are you guys weeks have been?
Not bad, not bad. A little bit under the weather, but better now. Can't
That's
complain.
good.
Good, good. Calm, cool, collected. Same old same.
So I got a couple things I want to say. Uh so I've been in search for a house, and I told Jimmy this story. So me and my girl found a house. I said it to you, Tig. So me and my girl found the house, and they accepted the offer, but they had tenants living in the house. So I told them to put in the offer agreement that the tenants had to move out by closing. But they couldn't agree to that because the tenants became squatters. So
I had a feeling that might happen, brother. I'm sorry.
we didn't get the house. But as of 1 o'clock today, and probably like an hour, maybe an hour ago, I got the confirmation for a new house that they accepted my offer. And it's a bigger, better house. And me and my girl really, really excited about it.
Nice.
I'll send y'all the stuff of it in the group chat. But man, I'm like a great weight has been lifted. You know, it's a real nice house. It's the brother that had it took care of it. He modified it, and it just looks amazing. It's a really really nice house in a nice area too.
Same. How about to say same area?
No, that the area of the other house with the squatters was in this area called Tip Hill.
Okay.
It's an
Okay.
Irish area. The area we moving to is kind of like a mixed area.
Okay.
Call it like West Fourth if you want. Um, but yeah, a lot of things happened this week. We had the inauguration, and
The concert. The concert.
I didn't see the concert part. I just saw the inauguration part because I was working. But did y'all see the inauguration?
I
Oh
saw
yeah.
like, just bits and pieces of it. Like for a question though, is it always like that for the inauguration? Or is have I just not been paying attention? Is it usually like a bunch of artists performing and everything for the inauguration?
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually have like some famous people. I'm
Man, it
just
was like a spectacle. Yeah, I thought I was watching the Super Bowl
yeah,
halftime show or something.
I know. For
Yeah.
me though, I was like, J Lo, really? Really?
Yeah, I was.
Well, you think about it, look, it makes sense. It makes sense when you think about it. You got somebody, you got a white dude, and you got a black chick. You just put like the mixture in the middle. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like
Mhm.
smooths it all.
I don't know.
Nah, yeah, I'm not.
Spain
I'm
Oh
is white.
no,
no.
Spain is a
no.
European. Spain is an African, Puerto Rican.
Dude,
You know what I'm saying?
she from Fordham Road in the Bronx. What are you
Yep.
talking about?
No, no,
I
she's
was
from
talking
Castle
about her
Hill. She's
genetic
from
makeup.
the rich part.
Spaniard
She's from
and
the rich part of the
and
Bronx.
African makes up the Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I
Who
get
they
all
are.
that. I get that, but she
All
from the
right,
Bronx.
so that's what I'm saying. European and African. That's what I was saying. You got African as the vice president, a European as the president, and you just put both in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
No. She's African Asian American, right? That's what she's going by now. Ain't it African Asian American for Kamala Harris?
Supposedly.
Yeah, she is. Her mother is from India, but her mother's a black Indian also, though. Like, you know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. She's one of the black Indians.
And that's
Oh,
something
cause they
too
are
I want to
pushing
talk
that
about.
Asian part mad hard all of a sudden.
That's the Asia, yeah.
Mhm.
And her father's not even African American.
I was like, yo, you know Tiger Woods or something? Because
Her
I
father's
mean,
not even
Tiger
from
Woods went
America.
through
Her
that
father's
same
from
thing.
Jamaica. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Her dad is from Jamaica, not African.
Okay.
She's not African American. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So they only say that when they apply it to her. You know what I'm saying? She's really Jamaican, Asian Jamaican, if you want to get technical. Her dad is not even from here.
Jamaican.
They both her
Yeah,
parents ain't
Jamaican.
from here. They both her
Neither
parents.
one of her parents. No,
Yeah.
she was just born here.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? She was born here.
They're
Okay.
both her
Her
parents
sisters.
they met in college, and they're both I don't know the
Activists,
story too much. I know it had something to do with civil rights. I know both of them
Yeah,
were
they were
heavy.
activists. They were
Yeah, they were very very heavy into activism. So like my thing is I don't understand what's going on with the black community, but they have it in their head some of them, not all of them, because these few people have it in their head that Kamala Harris only came out saying that she was black when she started running for the presidency,
Oh no.
which is
Nah, she was
categorically
with
not true.
HBCU, she was with
I
all
thought,
types of-
yeah.
Nah, she was like super black growing up. They showed the pictures and footage of her.
And
back in
that's
the
what's
day.
crazy. You know what's crazy is I had to talk to a friend of mine on my Facebook about it, and I was like, dude, he was saying that she ain't black, right? So I was like, well, does this mean that Drake ain't black, or Tracy Ellis Ross, or the dude who wrote Blackish? I forgot his name, but Kenya Barris, and Jordan Peele. I was just naming mad, racially mixed people, and he was like, well, did they said that they were black in the beginning? I go, no, they said they were black when you saw them on TV, when they had their own show. That's when you found out they were black. When
Actually, I didn't know Jordan Peele and Keegan were mixed until after Mad TV days, until they got their own show.
That's what I'm saying. Until after they got
Mad TV, you didn't know. Nobody knew. You just thought they were two black
until
guys.
they got their show. That's when they talked about their parents.
Show. But think about this: she was raised by a single mother, right? Her father left. She was raised by a single mother, and her mother had Kwanzaa every year. They never did Christmas. She celebrated her mother celebrated Kwanzaa. That's an that's an African American holiday. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, she's from Montana.
She celebrated Kwanzaa. Like, if you don't get more blacker than that, like Quincy Ocha, like you celebrating some shit. You feel me? Like you celebrating Kwanzaa every year. Like you ain't even got no black guy in the house. Like her husband her baby father gone. She's a woman from India, even though she's one of the blacker ones from India. Like, she's a black woman. You look at her, you couldn't tell her apart from any other black woman walking down the street. Be honest. But she's from India. She's an Indian. She was raised as an Indian person. She's celebrating Kwanzaa. She raised her kids on Kwanzaa, not Christmas. You know what I'm saying? She raised her kids on a predominantly black or African holiday in America. So I don't know what people trying to say when they say that she didn't.
What I feel it is really is this notion that happened, like not notion, but like it's a thing that happens a lot in our community where there are some people who are set up who set up to confuse and disorient and break up our community when it comes to supporting certain leaders in our community. They do it all the time. It happens every couple of years. Every time someone starts steaming ahead, like Cory Booker. Cory Booker was running for president also, and he had really good policies, but yet there was a whole bunch of people that came out.
They was going to kill him. They was threatening to kill him. That's why he stepped. It wasn't even. He didn't care about the naysayers in our community that was trying to diss him.
I understand that,
it
but
was mainly about the threat on his family life that made him drop out of the presidency. He probably would have won. He actually was a good candidate. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like that shit need to stop. Like, at least, like, if you're gonna say some stuff, and I told him this, I was like, you need to have receipts. Have receipts of what you're saying. Just back it up. That's all I care about.
Even if it's embedded, like it's embedded in this culture that we've been, cultivated in America. Because that doesn't happen in a lot of places outside of it, man. We gotta talk, man. That's just an African American thing, believe it or not. It's an African American thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that deals with the Willie Lynch syndrome. People talk about that, whether it's true or not. The syndrome is a fact. It happened. They did put light against dark, man against woman, mother against, like they pitted the slaves against each other. And that is hard. Hundreds of years of that being brainwashed, it's hard to break out of that. It ain't gonna happen overnight. It's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I
feel
think
like
it
is slowing down, but not at the pace that it should be. Like, we all should be
quote
unquote woke. It should, like, we should know, like, hey, this is a black woman running for
everything
to be vice president. First thing in history.
Community, period.
And
like, it should be
people out here turn it down.
Yep.
And don't get me started about black people and gay people in our community either. That's going to be a different story for a daily commute.
That's a whole other topic.
A lot of people have her. They talk about her past a lot too. They bring up when she was a prosecutor, and I think that should be noted that she did send a lot of people to prison. But when she stopped being a prosecutor and got into, Congress, she actually released a lot of people from prison. So I guess she was trying to atone for what she did, because she released a lot of brothers from prison.
At the same time, you can't. All right, once she's a
All
prosecutor.
right, no. But what I'm saying is,
exactly, like you can't.
If I go to jail if I get caught with a bag of weed, I shouldn't be doing 5 years. I don't care if it's a bag of weed. You shouldn't go to jail for 5 years.
But that's also laws that are in place. It's not her fault specifically.
Exactly.
It's not her fault specifically. It's not like she was out here arresting people for doing it. It's also laws.
No, but she was giving them that time that she didn't. She gets to.
She don't make the time. The judge make the time.
Exactly. Judges rule on how long they get sentenced.
Right, I understand that. But as a prosecutor, she can also put in what she thinks that this
also,
person is.
As a prosecutor, she was also making sure that these people also got jobs and making sure that they didn't get maximum sentences too.
I'm talking about, but now after that, she
no, I'm talking about during. I'm talking about during her.
I don't know about that, but I know after she was a prosecutor, she got bad people out of jail, cleared their records up, even put them through college. Yes. Like hundreds of people. I know about that. But while she was a prosecutor, she put out a lot of dummy time. And she did try to
I don't know if that's completely accurate.
That's called dummy time. If I get caught with a nickel bag of weed, I shouldn't be doing 5 years.
Yeah, but you
can't.
Also,
because nobody
it don't matter.
Person ever got caught with a nickel bag and had to
I get all that,
years.
Jimmy. I get all that, but you can't blame her for the laws and the ruling of the judge. That don't make no sense.
All she's doing is enforcing it. That's it.
She could tell the judge all day, "Hey, I don't think he deserved this amount of time," and the judge could be like,
"Most likely would listen." The judge
the judge won't most likely listen, because if the judge let's say a judge is a closet KKK member and there's a black person in there, what do you think that judge is going to do? Did that judge going to listen to a black prosecutor?
Right.
There's no such thing as an impartial judge.
That's but in all the cases, no. There was a lot of them cases.
Well, you can't. Well, not all the cases were also.
As a prosecutor, you have the right. You got the right to even bring. You don't even have to bring him to court as a prosecutor, but before the judge. Now, if you want to get technical, if I see somebody get caught with a bag of weed, and I go, I don't have to bring this to court before a judge. I can let that person go with a slap on the wrist or probation as a prosecutor. The judge has never had to see it unless I want the judge to see it. Are we right on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right then. Okay then. So 5 years for a bag of $5 bag of weed is ridiculous.
All right,
but then you go down.
I'm just saying that for hypothetical but that actually happened to a few people in where she was a prosecutor at. So that's why I keep saying.
And the reason that a prosecutor could choose to look the other way has to do with a lot of other circumstances. Let's say that person is dealing for a bigger drug dealer that they want to take down, and they want to use that leverage.
Defenses, had never been convicted for anything, had no prior records. Had no prior records. They just literally got caught smoking weed.
I feel you.
That's the ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the actual drug dealers or the actual people in criminal life that she put away. I'm talking about a lot of the ones that didn't have a criminal record, who didn't have any
like
crime,
the Rockefeller drug laws are to blame,
but just smoke weed. Like there's people out there that just smoke. They ain't got to be criminals to smoke weed. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
You ain't got to be criminal to drink a beer. But these people were going to jail like they were criminals, like they were big name criminals. Those are the ones Those are the ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about.
That's not necessarily a problem of the prosecutors or anything. It's about the laws on the books. You get things like
that's why they changed some of the laws.
But there's a way. It's definitely about the laws. I agree, but I'm just saying, as a prosecutor, I still have to say if I'm going to prosecute this case.
Let me ask you this though. So if you want to say that you're a prosecutor and you have the choice, so what's your criteria for choosing what to go after and what not?
Well, I know, for instance, I know if a case come across my desk and this kid got caught with a nickel bag of marijuana and he has no priors, his grades is good in school and all this other crap that gives him a lot. That's the only thing he did wrong. I'm not throwing him in prison for that. That'll be the criteria. For vice somebody who got a rap sheet long as my arm and he get caught with a bag of weed, most likely he was selling it, or most likely he was doing some negative activity around it, because you got a rap sheet long as my arm.
Because I'll say this.
That'll be the criteria. It'll be the
One
criteria. Your character will be the criteria. It
That's
shouldn't be
great.
just what you got caught with. It should be your character.
And that's awesome, and that's an idealistic way to look at it. But the minute you do that, you're getting fired for being biased. I guarantee it.
You're being biased anyway.
Yep. Because
Yeah,
So
but you're
if
being-
that was
you're
true,
being-
then
you're being
why when
biased.
white people get caught with the same thing, they don't get the same time?
Because they in charge, bro. That's how that
Exactly.
works.
Because what?
Because they in charge.
Yep.
What I'm saying,
And I
even
bet
under
you-
her, this was being pointed out. Even white people under her was being
Mm-hmm.
caught with the same things and wasn't getting the same time.
Yeah, but
She
her
wasn't
bosses are the same color
law.
as them. That's how
This
that
is
works.
this is what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Her boss says you prosecute those folks of
Mhm.
color,
That-
or we're
that
gonna have
she-
a problem.
She got to. I mean, it's a
That's the
deeper
point I'm
problem,
making.
but basically, she's getting to the position she's in.
Well, that's
by
the point I
doing
was
what's-
making.
Yeah, that's all.
You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
point I'm
that's what it
making is the biasness. It shouldn't be biasness. So
Yeah.
you're going to do it or you're not. You're going to be this way, this type
Well-
of prosecutor, and you prosecute to the full extent of the law, or you judge a person on his character like you're supposed to.
Oh, you're right.
And,
You're right.
and
Yeah.
that,
You're right.
can't have it.
Both
So-
ways.
So there's been other stuff too that happened at inauguration. There was a poem read by I had her name,
that poem was
Amanda.
great. Gorman.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about it. I
Gorman.
didn't get to hear the poem yet, though.
D's not here. Usually I have D. I'll send him all the stuff he's able to put it on, but I don't know how to put all that shit on. But she said some stuff on there. I ain't gonna lie to you. She even talked about Kamala Harris, being a little black girl growing up to want to be president and to only end up to be vice president. But the way she said it, it sounded way better the way she said it. But she was good. I don't know why they had Garth Brooks singing Amazing Grace.
Look, man, Garth Brooks
Man.
is a treasure.
Yeah, come on now.
An older treasure,
And
but
you know
he's
what's
still a
funny?
treasure.
It's not even a black thing. It's not even a black or white thing. Hold on. It's not a black or white thing. Because Amazing Grace is good and is like one of the main songs in the black culture.
It's a universal song.
It's just like his I think his singing level ain't that song.
That good. Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's not even that, it's not even about being good or bad. It's that his
Blake
level
Shelton
of
should have
singing ain't that level. You know what I
You
mean?
wanted the soulful Amazing Grace, and you got the country version of
He
Amazing
wanted the
Grace.
riffs. He missed the riff.
He wanted the vibrations. Yeah. He wanted the vibrations in the voice. And you ain't get
I
out.
didn't even realize
Nah,
that
I'm feeling
song.
his feet,
To keep
yo.
it real, when he was singing that song, I didn't realize how short that song was. I
Yeah,
thought that
that's
song
what
was
you-
mad long.
You was looking for the
But I know
Baptist church version.
You know
That
what
song
black
like
people
30
said?
minutes.
They sing the hell out of the song.
Yeah, that's on thing. That's your
Yo.
whole collection plate time right there. Is Amazing Grace. They've been collecting for like an hour.
Real talk. It's
You're
been
like,
my
damn,
song.
this song only 45 seconds.
I didn't even know there's a second verse to this song.
So back in the day, I was working at this restaurant called Dizzy's. It's in Columbus Circle, and it's a jazz, New Orleans cuisine jazz restaurant. And they had this woman on there singing. She was singing "Respect." Now we usually do 2 sets. Like they have a first set usually like around 8, and then we do another set around 10, and then we close like around 11:30. This chick, she sang "Respect" for 25 minutes.
Oh,
I've
was
never
she
heard
was-
"Respect" for
she was
25
singing-
minutes. We were all in the kitchen
was
like,
singing
yo, what is
respectability.
going on right now?
You can still smell it.
Holy shit.
I think, I remember my mother like playing that record, and I think there is on one side of the record, it's like 16 minutes of a song where she just keep riffing it like at the end. So it might really be that long.
Wow.
There was no time limit on like back in the day. Like, they didn't really care how, it was like, to get the song on the radio now, you got to be under 4 minutes. Like back then, what I'm saying, songs would be like 20 minutes.
Man.
Some of them damn go songs was long as hell.
Well, Rappers
So I
Delight
think
had
it
like
might-
20 verses.
Yeah.
I think it might actually be that might be Aretha Franklin's time limit on the song. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
she was
Still
the
sucking
worst.
it.
Yo, we
Still
all
sucking
looking
it.
at each other too, and I was working with these Spanish dudes, and they were just like, "Yo, why is this song so?" I was like, "Dude, listen, let her rock." I was like, "She gonna be almost over." Yo, it was like we were like 14 minutes in. I was like, "Yo, all right, she gotta be almost done." and then it, like, you know how like it go down, and then it came back up again. I was like,
You know,
really?
remind me of do anybody remember when Eddie Murphy was doing James Brown on Saturday
Hell
Night
yeah.
Live? When they kept throwing it off,
Took his cape off like 16 times.
Yeah, that was wild. That was
Oh,
some good
man.
stuff.
What else happened? The inauguration. Oh, so Trump Trump gave a speech too, and I didn't watch it, but it was his speech, him leaving, and he left on Air Force One. Apparently, when he was leaving, he got on the Air Force One. They were playing "I Did It My Way," not the Jay-Z version, the original "I Did It My Way."
Yeah,
Frank Sinatra version.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra, which I thought was, I guess it had to be fitting because he did do it his way, even though it wasn't the right way, but he did it his way. His way was also not leaving coronavirus vaccine plans for Joe Biden. So he walked in there.
You really think that man had a plan on anything?
I already know he didn't have a plan, but I know he didn't have a plan. I know we on here know he didn't have
He
a plan.
wasn't even planning to
look
leave.
like the type of motherfucker to write something down that moment while he taking the shit on the corner, like, maybe
in crayon too.
Oh yeah, think about all them early morning tweets we got where he changed the whole direction of the country.
He definitely was on the toilet taking the shit right now.
Oh yeah. I read something in the paper. He was like, I like that.
Ivanka, I need tissue.
And
come give daddy a little wipe.
Anybody hear her speech? I heard she did a speech too, right? Exit speech. I think so.
Yeah, I didn't hear.
I did. I seen Obama, Bush, and Clinton give a speech.
Yeah,
together.
that was hot.
That was actually dope. But did you notice? Even though Obama was like he was the youngest, out of all the ones that were there, he was the youngest, and as far as he was the latest, but he still felt like he was the leader of like the pack. You know what I'm saying? When you watched him talk, you know what I'm saying?
He's the man. That's why.
He kind of like dictated like what was going to be said. He was like,
he's the orator. Like,
that's what I was gonna say.
He is amazing. As just his oration is amazing.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna be another
He's
president.
a great speaker. Yeah, he's the strongest out of all of them.
I can listen to him tell bedtime stories.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best. You know what it is because he implemented a little Martin Luther King mannerism.
Those inflections in his voice are crazy.
Yeah, and he liked the way he rolls his words, and then he cuts it short at the end. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? That's the way he talks.
It's like he's actually doing something that we all should do. Thinking as you speak.
We're gonna make a change.
It's very. His cadence is really musical if you listen to it.
Yeah, it is.
It's very rhythmic. You know what I mean? And that's what drew a lot of people to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That cadence. And it probably comes from that African background from his dad or whatever, and his grandmother, his brother and everything still lived down there. But he was raised over here, but he still had ties to them, you know what I'm saying? And they speak, to speak that language they speak is rhythmic anyway. The language that they speak in the tribe he come from is a rhythmic language. So I think he kind of embedded all of that, and plus him being, involved with civil rights and stuff like that. Martin Luther King is definitely one of the idols when it comes to that thing right there. So I think he just incorporated all of that into his mannerisms and the way his cadence it was immaculate. Like regardless, you could be reading anything and you just listen to it.
I'll listen to tell a bedtime story in a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Jack and Jill up the hill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can just hear it.
He did go up that hill.
Right to sleep.
Hell yeah.
He could read the ingredients on the back of a Snickers bar and make it entertaining. All right.
What? There's peanuts.
All right. There's peanuts. There's caramel, which is consisting of xylitol.
He also just has a swag about him that the other presidents just don't have. Like
got that Denzel swag.
You know what I mean? Like no other president has had the same swag as he had, and plus the same following as he had. You know what I mean? Like he's one of those.
Oh man,
he's one of those.
He's gonna be a celebrity either way, but because he was president, it just boosted who he is as a person. But he was gonna be famous either way, just
I
like
want to say that because
shows and
if
everything.
you look back and you just see how he was, like when people talk about him, people
Mhm.
went to college with him, he was already that dude, like
Yeah.
always that dude. Like Michelle said, as soon as she met him, she was like, "Oh, this dude right here." You know what I'm saying? She already knew, like she wanted this dude, like she was on him. You know what I'm saying? It was the way he was. He was
Michelle
dope back then.
was looking fire on at the inauguration, and
Oh, yeah.
even though the memes came out,
Mhm.
the king of memes so far 2021 is Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
They got this dude
Yo.
He's everywhere.
everywhere.
Yo. I was like, what?
Everywhere doing everything. They got him in
The mittens
UFC.
on. He had mittens on. Come on, Bernie.
Yo.
Mittens.
Did y'all see the
Yo.
joint where Shaq put up where he was actually carrying him like a baby? He was holding him like a baby.
Yes.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he had these on, like mittens. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
He said
there's
because
no
he come from
king.
Vermont where it's really cold, so he just didn't care
Gloves.
what people thought. He
So
said he gonna dress warm and
Each finger
comfortable.
can't be.
But he put
individually
that
like
meme on a
That's what
shirt,
he did.
and he making some dough from it.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
and
Oh,
he's been sending all the proceeds from the sales of those shirts to charity.
Yeah,
Oh wow. All right.
because they
Like
got
100% go to charity.
literally everywhere.
Dope
They got
Benny.
him in
Bernie's
UFC.
dope
They
Benny.
got
I
him
like Bernie.
on the throne of Mortal Kombat with
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
yeah, it's him on the throne, and they got Michelle Obama and Vice President Kamala Harris as Melina and Katana
Oh my
because of the
Fire.
colors they wore.
That's
That's
hilarious.
hilarious.
Oh my god.
They got him all over
The,
the place.
the person who made the mittens, by the way, is making a killing now too, because
Everybody
people are
want
like,
those Bernie mittens.
yup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yo.
apparently those are sustainably made by some woman who makes them out of like plastic bags and a bunch of other like recycled
Oh,
materials.
shit.
It's wild, and it's like, damn,
Fire.
that's cool.
Hot, yeah. Hot.
Now that's dope because plastic
Mhm.
is definitely. We need to find something to do with it. You know what I mean? Because the environment, plastic doesn't break down. It takes like thousands of years to break down. You know what I mean? So
The only thing gonna be
It's
left
not-
on the
it's not
earth is roach and
naturally-
plastics.
So yeah, that's what really is. So if you can do something else with it and you know what I mean, use it like that, it's dope.
Mhm.
So, how is the weather by y'all? Did y'all get a blizzard?
It was nice. I want to say like yesterday and today probably was nice. It probably was like almost 50 where I'm
Oh,
at.
wow.
What about
So
you,
it was
Jake?
nice.
You get snow?
For
Because you
us
like
in the city, nah. We got like a brief flurry. What was it, like Thursday morning. I think?
Yeah, but we
And
didn't.
after
Yeah,
that, the temperature dropped. Like right now, it's like 30 degrees. It's cold.
yeah.
it was like
So
5 minutes. of
So it turned
flurry.
into a Tim Burton movie up here on Saturday night. See, it snowed twice, but it didn't stick. And then like around 9:30, 10, it literally looked like the opening scene to Edward Scissorhands. So
Damn.
it was just out of control. It was so much snow, and then it was like 6 to 8 inches. And then it cleared up and by like 10 o'clock in the morning, like after the plows came out and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. Also, too, I wanted to tell you, Deuce, that I did beat Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I'm mad at the ending. Yes.
Oh,
I'm
really?
mad. I'm happy and mad. Not happy, but like I like the ending, but I'm mad at the ending. I'm
Wait,
mad.
let me just ask this without spoiling. Does it tie in to the original story at
Yes.
least? Okay.
Yes. It ties in all the Assassin's Creeds, but
The Apple, the Eve, and all that stuff.
it ties everything in. So you got to
With
watch.
Desmond,
I know. Yeah, that story
Yes.
was
With
trash. That story is trash.
Because I heard they bringing Desmond back.
You
Yeah, I
gotta
heard that
watch.
too.
You gotta watch the end. The end is fire. I just don't like.
Alright.
I just don't like the.
That you didn't know it was
There's
ending.
no, yeah, I didn't know it was an ending. Like I didn't know it was done.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Like I was, I thought it was gonna be a little bit more, and it was literally the end. That was it. There was no all the other games. There was a credit, like credits come up or it says game over or what. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like
This is one of those
okay.
things where people start walking away and nobody.
But you know what?
Like,
If you remember right, Origins ended kind of like weird like that too.
No, Origins had credits rolling up.
Right, it did, but I'm just saying it ended abruptly. Like it didn't feel like the end of the story.
Yes,
Like
it
you
did.
know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Did it?
Yeah.
Maybe on when I beat.
All right,
I didn't play
spoiler alert. If you
DLC.
didn't play Origins, I'm about to spoil it. So at the end of Origins, it you're on the beach with your wife, whatever,
Right.
and they basically come to agreement that they're both gonna go on with the assassin
do
order.
their own thing.
Yeah, and then they see the eagle left the mark of the assassins left it was dead in the sand and left the mark that looks like what they have now of the order.
The
assassins.
hood.
Yeah. No, the little triangle.
Yeah, that's the hood.
That's the hood.
That's the hood.
So, and that's how it ends. And then they basically kind of go their separate ways. Like she does the more pirate shit, and then he goes back into the mainland.
So there's more story after that. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's it. It ends. That's
how
it
ends. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it ends with them starting the order, but she goes off to sail, I guess, to Greece. She goes to Greece, and then he stays in Africa. They don't come back together because they lost their son, so they don't get back.
Right.
They got the event, it just didn't get back together. They fell out of love. So like,
she
goes to Greece, and then he goes over there, and then the credits roll up after that.
So I did beat it. I mean, I didn't play all the DLC where you can get all, all the.
Yeah, the DLC will probably tie into it, but there's no DLC for it. But yeah, I'm kind of upset about that.
Gotcha. Money's worth it. That game was like 80 something hours, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like
Valhalla.
$100.
Valhalla, I got almost 100. I got like 112 hours.
Do you fight the gods like Thor and all of them in there?
So what you do is you go to Asgard. I kind of like how they did it, where it's not like how
not God of War,
like Origins was. Like Origins, you're able to fight the mythical creatures in the world. This one, you go to sleep, and then you go into the dream world, which is Asgard and all the places.
They still included it. They kept the realism on there.
Yeah, I like that. I gotta finish playing it. I hadn't finished playing it yet. I think when because that came out, and then what else came out? The Cyberpunk or whatever.
Yeah, Cyberpunk came out.
Now Hitman 3 is out, so
that's what I'm
playing that in VR. That's ridiculous. Believe it or not, I haven't tried outside of VR yet. I haven't tried it outside yet. I know
Hitman 3 joint is hot because they even included the last Hitman, like they upgraded the graphics.
Yeah, you got all three.
Free upgrade,
right. So and you can play all three in VR and upgraded graphics.
Now here's my thing.
Got all the old missions and everything.
Here's my thing. Is Hitman? This is why I didn't like the new Hitman, and I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't like the fact it was one mission that you paid $60-something, and you played one mission, and you had to wait and hope that they come out.
Oh, but they ain't like that now. They got rid of that.
Yeah.
There was missions at once.
They said when they did it that they was having like it was supposed to be like a development thing they was having problems with.
Yeah,
but it was tested in the new waters because they had to change.
Part 2 and Part 3 they didn't do that.
Yeah, but they had to like that original thing. They had to test like the new
server.
Yeah, they test the servers, test the new engine and everything like that.
That's what it was about. They didn't know if they could release them all at once.
Exactly.
But once they figured out in 2 and in 3, they released it all at once. So got all the episodes.
Yeah, you didn't have to wait too long. Like basically halfway through the year, all the stuff was out, and you paid one price, you got everything. And if you had already paid for it, they gave you all of the stuff for free. It's like you had already paid for it in the first place.
Yeah.
All right. I was a little skeptical about it. I was like, I don't want to.
I was too. Yeah, me and you was talking about it. I was too.
Yeah. There's another game too that I was telling Deuce about. It's called Immortal Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, I watched it. It looked really good. It looked good.
It's supposed to be like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and they said Zelda or God of War.
Oh yeah, it does have that Zelda-ish look to it.
Yeah, but
as far as the way it looks,
it looks like Breath of the Wild to me.
That's what they call it. Yeah,
gives you the Breath of the Wild look. Yeah,
is that Zelda?
Yeah, that's Zelda.
They're saying that. I think they're getting in legal trouble with that, with Breath of the Wild.
I think so.
Oh, word?
Yeah, because
it don't look that much like Breath of the Wild.
No, I think because of the gameplay, how it plays, how you level. I think
the setup. I think is the same way.
Yeah.
Like as far as the actual mission structure.
Could be. I don't know. It doesn't give me that type
I got
of feel. It looks like.
I mean, if anything, I'd say freaking what's this game? Genshin Impact was like Breath of the Wild. When I played it, I was like, damn, what the hell?
Yeah, I was like,
did they just copy Breath of the Wild, but it's great. I mean, the game is awesome. From what I understand, they didn't get into any legal trouble. But
What's crazy is that Breath of the Wild game. I be going in, you know what I mean? I be going inside GameStop to see how much, because online they want $60 for the game still. This game got to be like, how old is 15 years old, this game? This Breath of the Wild?
Zelda?
In the store, they still want like 30 something
It's
bucks
like
for used copy.
what, 4 or
of Breath
5
of
years
the
old at
Wild.
least.
I think because it's one of those like classic premium games, like
Ridiculous.
because until they remake it, it's going to be that price. Like they did that with Half-Life. Like Half-Life 2 on Orange Box is still like used. You can still get it for like 40, 50 bucks. Somebody GameStop tried to sell me one, looked like Kid Capri was mixing with it the night before. Like it was just all scratches and mixes. I was like, how you gonna sell this game? Oh, well, a store. I was like, how'd you take this game? First of all, I was like, how did you take this game legally? It don't even look like it worked. And they were trying to sell it for 40 bucks. I was like, dude, let me speak to your manager.
Well, it's not a 3. It's called Half-Life, Alex.
Yeah.
It's a VR game. It looks amazing.
Yeah, but that coming out for PlayStation VR? Or is that coming out for Oculus VR though?
PlayStation VR.
Okay.
So
really,
I mean, that looks amazing.
Because we're not asking because I know Medal of Honor is coming out with a VR game, but it's only for Oculus.
Yeah, but that's the thing, yo. I'm so mad that all these games has been modded on the Oculus Rift and Quest, because you can play Grand Theft Auto 5 in VR. They playing all the Call of Duties right now in VR. They playing any game they want basically in VR with the mods on Steam. You know what I mean? And the Rift. I mean the Quest. Is that the Quest is the one you have to hook the computer, right? Or is that the Rift? I think that's the Rift you hook the computer. But anyway, they playing it with all the mods, and they get to play. I've seen dudes playing freaking Grand Theft Auto 5 in VR, man. That's dope. I would love to play Grand Theft Auto 5 in VR. Like I played Grand Theft Auto 5 and I like the game. Is that
just to go to the strip club?
No, just to play the whole game. Just to play the game.
You can't go to the strip club now because of COVID. So like, why not go to the strip club in VR? I'm surprised they don't have shit like that now.
Well, you can do it in VR, but it's just
I should make a game. I'm making a killing off that shit.
You can go to the game. What I like is there's an app on PlayStation where you can actually go. You can watch wrestling. You can be there on the floor.
Wow.
And you can do basketball. You know what I mean? NBA.
Yeah, I heard about that.
The new games. It's free too. New game.
Like courtside. Yeah.
Yeah. You can be in the ring watching them wrestle. You know what I'm saying? In the basketball game, you can literally be on the rim. You can be looking down at them playing. You know what I mean? You can be on courtside or on the floor.
That's like the new age now. Like that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, well, they got I think you can get all the games for like 60, 70 bucks. You know what I mean? So you can watch all the games in VR when you're actually there. Wow. Worry about being on the floor, worrying about catching COVID. You know what I'm saying? Because all these dudes are passing COVID around on the damn on the court like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But you can watch it from the safety of your own home with the VR. So
let's get into some trending topics real quick. We didn't talk about it because we were off last week, but one of the trending topics was WandaVision dropped on the 15th.
I'm hearing mixed things. Did y'all see it yet? I ain't see it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. It's dope. Did you watch the third episode?
Yeah, I did. I did watch it. It was amazing. The show. Oh, we frozen. Why are we frozen? Hold up. There we go. We froze. All right, we're on froze. So the show. The reason why you're probably getting mixed reviews is because people don't understand what's going on in the show. You know what I mean? Why is my internet? Damn.
You're not lagging though. It's only on your end. It's only on your end. You see it. We don't see it. You still see it.
So the show is basically Wanda and Vision are basically in the TV show, and it's.
I heard it was like I Love Lucy.
Yeah, the first two is like I Love Lucy.
You ever?
Or Bewitched.
Yeah, you ever remember Stay Tuned?
Yeah.
Everybody watched that movie back in the day? Stay Tuned.
Okay.
That's what it's like. It's like that.
So you're jumping in from show to show.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly
That's funny. Wow.
Because the third episode, it was like kind of reminded, gave you like that Brady Bunch-ish house feel. It's thorough. It's amazing. And the show's amazing.
And
it
is
still
good.
giving you an element of mystery. Yeah, we're still giving you some
They're
kind of
saying,
mystery,
yo, so
like to what the hell is going on.
they're saying that they think it might be Magneto pulling the strings because Marvel owns the rights to
Well, yeah, well,
X-Men
it's how they're
now.
going to implement. They already said they're trying to implement. What's the name? I think Weapon X is supposed to show up in, one of the new movies that's about to drop. So they're trying to They're going to be implementing the X-Men into
But
the world.
here's
That's
here's
good.
how I
Independent.
All
why
I'm
they
hearing about is
think
Doctor Doom.
it's supposed how they're going to implement X-Men into it. This is one of the theories I heard online. It said because Wanda Scarlet Witch is powerful enough to create mutants, so like she can make reality. So like she's one of those mutants that could create reality. So one of her things that she makes is that mutants exist.
But they already exist in the Marvel world.
No,
I mean,
they don't exist in that world. In the world Wanda is in.
Spider-Man implemented the mutants in that world.
How
Spider-Man
did-
is a mutant.
Spider-Man's
Spider-Man's a
not,
mutant.
he's not a
Yes,
mutant.
he is a mutant. What are you talking about? He's a
He's
mutant.
not.
No, I saw something recently that's
Hold
talking about this.
on.
Because
Spider-Man
he's
is
been
not a
bitten by
mutant.
Spider and was genetically what?
He is
What-
called. There is a
That's
difference.
not
There's
a
two
mutant.
difference.
Yeah, I think a mutant
exactly.
is born and
All
raised.
right,
you
I'll prove it.
genetically.
All right, check it out. Hold on, here, check it out. In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., mutants exist, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is connected to the Marvel Universe. How about that?
Sure,
No,
but there's
mutants
still a
are in
difference.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like literally mutants.
There's still a difference.
They, huh?
There's still
They're
a
called
difference, though. Mutants are born with the X gene.
These people have born with the X gene.
Mutates are different. That's what
No,
Spider-Man
these
falls
people
into.
were born with the X gene. I'm talking about in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, I haven't
So
seen
you
like the
know
last
that they
two
had to go
seasons.
through the metamorphosis, that thing. Remember they was going in cocoons?
Yeah,
Right. That was them. That was them. People who already had the dormant gene inside, and it was being woken up by alien technology. But they already had it inside them. That's why everybody didn't mutate and get powers. Some people died. Most of the ones who didn't have the X gene inside died. You had to have the gene inside you. Later on, if you watch all the episodes, you'll see they go into mutants.
the main chick they called the Quake. Like she was able to do the earthquake.
Yeah,
shit.
Quake. But there was a lot of them in that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of them. Quake, yes.
No, I gotta
being one,
rewatch it. I don't know if that. I gotta rewatch it. I just gotta rewatch
They
it. I'm
still
not
got
gonna
the
say
last season is running now. The last season is
Yeah.
running now.
But Spider-Man is not a mutant. I will say
Yeah.
that.
He's a
Officially, he is not a
mutant, but
mutant.
he's not. He doesn't. He's not. He's not an X-Men mutant, but he is a mutant.
he's not a
mutated.
mutant. He got bit
he's not
by
a mutant.
a radioactive
Exactly.
spider.
which
He
caused
didn't have the
mutation.
X gene.
That's
He
a
didn't
mutant.
have
That
the
don't
X
mean he
gene.
a mutant.
So would you say the Hulk is a mutant?
No, Hulk is not a mutant.
But why
Yeah,
not?
that's-
Because it
Spider-Man's
goes by
not
the
the
exact
same-
same
yeah,
thing.
same
Same
logic.
thing.
Hulk was changed by gamma radiation.
Yeah.
Not by
and
mutation.
the spider
and it's
Not by
still a thing.
mutation.
that's mutating his genes, though.
Yeah.
The
Oh, he's
gamma
mutating.
mutated
Trust
his
me. Every
genes.
time that dude get mad, that's a mutation.
I mean, you can call it that. They
Is
don't
that-
call it that. They don't call it that in what's name.
Yeah,
They
but-
literally called they called Spider-Man in the comics and the cartoons a mutant. They never called Hulk a mutant. In
That
the
means
comics
that mean
or in
the
or
Fantastic
cartoons.
Four are mutants too.
Yeah.
They
Under
are
that
not.
logic. Under that logic.
They
but they're not.
are.
Exactly. They're not.
They
Though.
are.
But they're not mutants, though.
Stan Lee called them mutants. So why you going just because you don't believe the Stan the
I'm
motherfucker
going.
who
No,
created
I'm
is called
going
the
by.
mutants?
I'm going
How the hell
by.
you gonna say they ain't
I'm
mutants?
going by Stan Lee's.
Stan Lee called them mutants.
All right, we're
He
gonna have
called
to
them
look
mutants.
this up. We're gonna have to.
How
we're
does
gonna have to
you
look
can
this
check
up.
it
Yep.
out?
We ain't gotta look it up
He
now.
literally called them mutants before.
We'll do a whole show.
Here we
on
go.
it.
I got you. I got you right now. I got you. I got a
That's why
definition
they
for
were
you
in the
already.
Fox mutant bird. They was in that Fox. Everything that Fox had in the mutants, because that's all they had. Guess who was in? Guess who was in there?
This is
Deadpool,
according to Marvel.
also
This is according to Marvel
Fantastic
right
Four.
here. I got an answer for you. According to Marvel, mutants have the X gene. Mutates get their powers from practically anything
Yeah, I think it's
else.
mutates is what they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
AKA Spider-Man got bitten by a spider.
Spider-Man,
He's a
Hulk.
mutate.
Banner
He's a
got
mutate.
hit with gamma radiation.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Fantastic Four got exposed to all of the X-ray radiation in space.
Yeah.
Mutates.
Juggernaut is not a mutant either. Juggernaut is
No.
No,
he got
he's
his
just a
powers
regular
from.
mutant.
Yeah, he
From
got
like
his
a
powers.
magic stone or something,
Yeah,
right?
from Magic Stone. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on to another top before we go to break. So Cyberpunk released their first big update.
Oh yeah.
Really?
So Cyberpunk 2077's first big update is available now, and it's packed with bug fixes for notorious buggy game. And the tweet developer Project Red
CD
Project Red. Yep.
also said that the update lays the groundwork for future patches. Here's their tweet. Patch 1.1 is out on PC, consoles, and Stadia. I guess that's the PC.
Stadia.
Yeah, is it Stadia?
Stadia.
Their own little console. It's a
Yeah.
How's that?
Stadia.
Oh, Stadia, not Stadia.
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 In this update, which lays the groundwork for the upcoming patches, we focus on various sustainability improvements and bug fixes. So they put in the work. I don't know. I haven't been on the game in a while.
Hold on.
Whoa.
I don't know if you read,
What?
but on top of that update, they also introduced a brand new game-breaking bug with that update.
Really?
Yeah, I read about it actually earlier. So you might want to check a little bit more.
This is what I got this from The Verge too. I want to say.
Okay, well, yeah,
Verge.
like literally, it's been reported that another game-breaking bug unfortunately got introduced. What patch number is that? It's that 1.01 or something like that.
This is
1.1 now.
Yeah. So another game-breaking bug got introduced with that patch.
And what bug is that?
Give me a chance to double check for you, but yeah, I'll let you know in a second.
So as soon as they
Y'all go
try
ahead
to
and carry on.
they mess
Yeah,
up.
unfortunately.
That's crazy.
Now
I remember when they came out with The Witcher. You know what I mean? There was a couple bugs in there. They fixed it. They wound up fixing it and made it for
It's
one
like
of
a progression blocker.
What is it for?
It's a progression blocker.
So it stops you from progressing in the game?
Mhm.
Oh man, that sucks.
like progression, like level progression, or progression like with the storyline progression?
Like, yeah, the
No, storyline.
Yeah, the storyline.
I already beat the game, so I'm good.
You sure you beat the game? No, just playing.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this
Like,
one.
oh, shit. Maybe I
Beat the
did
game
beat the
twice.
Just to let you know, it's a mission called Down on the Street. It's not a common bug, but basically a character known as Takamura wouldn't call players, and thus the mission wouldn't progress.
Oh yeah, Takamura. He's like a big part of the story.
Yeah. I did that. I'm way past that. I'm towards the end. Towards the end. So let's take a quick break, and we will be right back with some more trending topics. And we are back. Thank you guys for staying with us. Another trending topic that came out was Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, boy.
Did anybody watch the
I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. So this is all gonna be spoilers, but I'm still gonna watch it. So
I haven't watched it either. I just know of it because
Yeah.
So is it gonna be in VR? Whoever watched it?
It's supposed to be in VR later on. Later on, I think, right, Angel? Like they
I believe so.
They said,
Yep.
yeah, but it's gonna drop regular like.
I'm not playing that in VR.
And
You said you're not playing it in VR?
Hell no, I ain't playing that in VR.
Oh,
got
I'm
your
gonna love
goddamn
that.
mouth.
That's gonna be great.
I didn't even play the first one. I mean, 7 in VR. I played a little bit of it. I got to the part when you get to the other part of the house. You know what I'm saying? And you got to get like the shotgun off the wall.
Nope.
That game is terrifying. I'm not even gonna lie. My girl heard me scream for the first time, like for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh! She was like, oh, what the hell? We've been together for like 16 years. She's like, what the hell? I'm like, yo, this is scary as hell.
No, I am not about that life. Nope.
I thought you liked scary games.
Nope. I don't mind. Yo, what's crazy is when it comes to like horror, video games scare me way more than
me too.
Same here.
It's because it's interactive. It's because you're involved. Like it's different when you're looking for when you're playing in that third person and you're looking from the outside, you're watching somebody make decisions and stuff like that. But once you in it and you got to do it yourself, it's a whole nother ball.
What's crazy? Yeah, what's crazy is the VR aspect of it. To me, would make it worse. So I don't want to try it. I'm fine with like I'll play it on a controller.
In the beginning of that game, you walking up to the house. It looks so damn real. When you like walking up to the house and you trying to get in in the beginning, you gotta go past the gate and all that. When you actually walk into the house and you see like the bugs and shit crawling around, everything looks real. When they poke you in the eye. You know, when they chop the dude hands off at the dinner table, they try to feed. All that looks crazy in VR. Like you be dodging it, like it just gives you that. Yo, that game is crazy in VR. It's crazy.
What's crazy is one of the games I really want to play. I just haven't played it. Was Evil Within. I want to play 1 and 2. Like I was playing it a little bit.
Amazing. Part 1 was okay. Part 2 was amazing because part 2 they turned into an RPG, so you out in the world.
Open world RPG too.
Open world, it's amazing, yo.
It's not linear at all. Like it's literally just straight up. Like, hey, how about you play some Evil Within in a Grand Theft Auto universe?
Right, basically, yeah. That game was amazing. Part 2,
it's really good.
Part 1 was okay, but part 2 is way better.
Also, that came out trailer wise was Godzilla versus Kong.
I can't wait.
I didn't watch that trailer yet either, but
I watched it. It was a teaser. It was a teaser. It wasn't a trailer.
Dude, you mad that this freaking they had freaking King Kong with a weapon, son? Like for some reason that just hit me wrong.
Where?
He like straight up he run up on Godzilla holding like a telephone pole.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Well, Godzilla got a tail and fire breath.
I seen the HBO Max teaser version, so I seen the HBO Max teaser version. And in that one, they had King Kong is chained to a boat, and Godzilla just come up out of the water and snap. You know what I mean? And then they show LeBron James in the new
Space Jam.
Space Jams. They show Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat. They showed Sub-Zero making the ice knife. That was fire.
But I'm on the fence with that because like I was feeling the original, the one that YouTube did with Michael J. White and the chick from Star Trek Voyager. Yeah. So at first I thought it was gonna be them, but they got all new people in it. So
because the dude, I think who's the dude who did the Fast and the Furious was his name? Wong was his name?
Yeah.
Who's the
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Who actually did those episodes, those shows on YouTube. There was creative difficulties with him and the people who own NetherRealm Studios or whatever, Warner Brothers. So that's why they kicked him off of making it. He was actually supposed to make it. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be attached to his storyline of the show. But they had to stop that and then scratch it and make it, a whole new storyline. So I think this one is going to be based. It's still going to be based on a revenge story. It's going to be more about Sub-Zero and Scorpion. You know what I mean? Which Mortal Kombat is basically, those are the two main characters. Those are the Ryu kin of the world anyway. So it's going to be based on that storyline, which is kind of like what he kind of did too, but it's going to have other characters involved. But it looked good. And they got homie from Supergirl to play Jack. You know what I mean? He looks dope.
Yeah,
he already got the metal arms. He already has the arms too. So we're not going to see the arms. Yeah, we're not going to see the origin Jacks. We're going to see Jacks with the arms.
Oh, I thought you meant like he had in real life he had metal arms.
Oh my god!
Because like the way you said, he already got the arms.
Half man, half machine.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Nah, he really taking his job serious, bro. No, I mean in the story, he already has the arms. When they show Jax, he already has the metal arms, and it looks thorough. The arms look amazing.
Yeah, he got the arms. Jax get the arms in 3.
2. He get 2. He get them in 2 after.
No, he get them in 3.
After 2.
He get them in 3 because he premieres.
Yeah, he gets them in 3, but it's after 2. Yeah, it's after 2.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He get his arms ripped off in 2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, he get him in 3.
Kano rips his arms, don't he?
No, Goro.
Goro. Also, too, we had a couple of passings.
Sure.
The great Larry King passed away to COVID. May rest in peace.
COVID?
Yeah,
he passed. Oh, I didn't know it was the COVID. They was just saying he was just sick for a little bit.
That's what this says. And I got this. This is on. Where did I get this from? GameSpot. I don't know why they're talking about it, but it's on GameSpot. Talk show host.
Larry King.
Yeah, but it was on GameSpot. It's a video game thing, but Larry King was on there. So he died at 87. Also, the great Hank Aaron also passed away to COVID. Yeah, so it's getting
real.
Yeah, they're up to 4,000 deaths, I believe. 400,000 deaths. Is it 400,000 deaths?
Yep.
400,000.
Yeah. Did you see that Trump try to blame the 400,000 deaths on Biden? Well, he wasn't even in office
It's like,
9 hours.
you know,
9 hours. He wasn't even in the office for 9 hours. And this dude Trump going, look at all these deaths this dude got. 400,000 deaths.
And what's crazy is that his supporters believe.
Buy
Like
that
I
shit,
saw something on.
of course they
Hold on.
do.
I know we're doing trend topics, but hold on. I gotta say this shit. I do not understand people who put this on their Facebook saying, like, it starts off with, I stole this post from somebody. It's usually a white person. I stole this post from somebody. I'm not going to accept Biden as my president, blah, blah, blah. And, but I'm going to accept it because he's the president, blah, blah, blah. Please don't comment on my. Please do us a favor and shut the hell up. You know goddamn well if Donald Trump would have won, your ass would have been glowing and celebrating, and we wouldn't have done that shit. A lot of us didn't do that shit when he won the first 4 years ago.
The first time.
So
Took it what it is.
let's not do that shit. And what makes me even madder is that all of a sudden they want to come out and act like he did all this extra shit, but your ass was quiet when black people were getting murdered by cops. Mm-hmm. Or when he had the damn army spray mace and pepper spray the folks so you can take a picture. You didn't say shit when the damn COVID broke out. You still quiet where he had no plan of attack for the vaccine. You didn't say shit where the damn people attacked the damn Capitol.
You use bleach?
Yeah, talk about using bleach.
This motherfucker in his feeble mind said, "What about bleach? Can we make it into like a little bleach pill or inject it under the skin?" Nigga, you trying to motherfuckers, and this was crazy. Some of his supporters actually did it. They injected themselves with bleach and got fucked up.
Some died. Some died.
And also too, I'm gonna make this known. His supporters that attacked the Capitol thought that their supreme leader was gonna pardon him before he left. He didn't do shit, and I knew he wasn't gonna do shit because Donald Trump ain't about that. He really don't give a shit about people. I don't understand why.
That man is about himself. He always has it.
He either about himself or other rich people.
Somebody else.
That's it.
When they voted for him, I'm like, yo, y'all realize this is the same dude that bankrupted Atlantic City, right? It's like, no, he's gonna fix the country. I'm like, how?
I always ask that question. I've yet to get an answer. I said, how do you put somebody in charge of America, a businessman, who doesn't run a successful business? And they go, no, he runs successful. I was like, name him. So it's like, oh, well, what is it? Like
Trump University got went under for fraud.
Trump States.
Remember what came out about his what was it? His supposed
Trump University
non-profit organization.
Yeah, Trump University.
That was Trump University.
Yeah, he had all fraud. He was spending the money on himself.
Like they didn't have like records of a meeting for like the last 10 years.
It even came out about the wall. They were using the funds they were getting from the wall to finance their life. Not him specifically, but his people. They put over there.
Yeah,
they got arrested on that shit. Like I don't get.
That's why he pardoned Steve Bannon.
Yeah,
because Steve Bannon was doing that whole build the wall donation shit.
Like I don't get, and what kills me is that his people that he put in this place are getting indicted and arrested and charged, and yet people still believe that he is. Oh, he a great guy, and he gonna drain the swamp. He gonna do this. Like, what reality are they living in? Like, I just don't get it.
I seen this one dude, he said he coming out, it's a book, he wrote a book, but a lot of people are actually starting to say it now on the news. They're saying they were like in a cult. It was like a cult.
It is a cult.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it. You blindly follow this dude for no reason, it's a cult. He literally, they've been brainwashed, you know what I'm saying?
If you were to say, jump off a cliff and die for me, they would. They would do it. I do not doubt it for a second. These people would jump off a fucking cliff for this guy.
It's Georgetown, the new century of Georgetown. Like, it's the new generation, and it's literally out of control. Like, these people, they just don't get it. They don't.
QAnon bullshit.
They don't understand it.
But the thing is, they don't want to get it. The whole idea is it's trending. Like, that's the world we live in. What's popular right now? It's the same shit when we was all throwing on baggy jeans and whatever. You see the music videos, like whatever's popular, that's what everybody does. So because this is popular and it's controversial, forget it.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being controversial and trending and just being downright
Brainwashed.
evil and violent against
Nah.
other people.
You're thinking of it in terms of common sense. They're thinking in terms of
When you in a cult, ain't no common sense is all out of the window.
Like the
You know
like
what
it's
I'm
just,
Exactly.
but let's
Ain't no logical
Yeah,
thinking.
that is completely illogical. There's no logical base to that.
I don't understand it.
Be
But
cool.
anyway, so let's move on to some sports. We talked about the longtime MLB home run king Hank Aaron dies at 86.
Mhm.
Henry Louis Hank, aka Hank Aaron, Hall of Fame slugger, whose 755 career home runs long stood as baseball's golden mark, has died. I believe he died of COVID, but I gotta look at it again. I heard
I'm not sure if
COVID.
it was COVID or old
Yeah,
age.
I
But
gotta look
know
at it again. I got that from ESPN. No, I'm back all the way up. Yeah, I think he beat. Didn't he beat Babe Ruth? Wasn't
Yeah.
he? Doesn't he still have the title though?
He has a title. It's a controversial hold because of Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds supposedly took the title from him,
Oh, but
but
he
it
had
was a
the
steroid era.
steroids.
Yeah, it was a
Oh, that's
steroid
right. He
era.
was roided up.
So it's
Yeah, I
like
remember
there's
that.
there's an asterisk next to it, and they're saying Hank Aaron is still the home run king.
Yeah, Barry Bonds. He was cracking them joints too back in the day.
Yep.
Even in the video games, like every time he was up, he was like he was a game
Huge.
shot code.
It was looking like Bonk. You remember Bonk?
Yeah.
Standing at the plate.
Box Adventures.
Yo.
Graphic
And
16
I
right
love
there.
Barry Bonds, but when this dude walked up looking like Bonk, I was like, come on, bro. Ain't no way in hell, son. You about to
Yeah,
headbutt
swole
those
like a
balls into the
damn-
outfield. Word.
Bull massive out that moment.
Hey, come on, son.
Also in sports, this also comes from ESPN. Miami Heat to use coronavirus sniffing dogs to screen fans at games.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. Word.
Yeah. So
A dog
Corona
that
Heat,
dog.
sniffing
the
got
Heat will
corona?
use the Heat will use coronavirus sniffing dogs at American Airlines Arena to screen fans who want to attend their games. They've been working on the plan for months, and their highly trained dogs have been in place for some games this season, which the team has allowed a handful of guests, mostly friends and family of players and staff. So it's supposed to be starting this week. Yeah, apparently they have corona sniffing dogs now. I didn't know you can sniff corona.
Yeah, dude, can you please
You can
explain to me
sniff a
why you
sickness.
ain't just?
I mean, but you know what? It's been said for years.
Oh,
that
what now?
women
Wait,
can
hold-
sickness. I can understand that.
What'd you say, Tig?
I get it. Everything is financially motivated, so you do what you got to do. But bro, like the bubble worked. Why don't you just do another bubble? You know what I'm saying, you're getting paid to make the concessions as far as, okay, we're gonna live life a little hard for a little while we make these millions real quick, because you don't want to infect the rest of the world. Just do a bubble. I don't.
You know
see
what
in
it is?
football, every other sport is somebody getting infected every week. We have to shut down all the facilities. Instead of going through all that, just do a bubble again. It worked the first time. Like something that's proven to work, you don't do it again because no, that was hard. I mean, come on, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Because they don't care and they want to.
I'm trying to avoid saying that because I'm a real big NBA fan, but that's basically what it seems to boil down to.
They just want money. That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is, and that's why I did my video.
It's so depressing
About the me walking into the store and they had the. I don't know if y'all watched it.
It sure did.
I
You
walked
was
in.
mad as hell too.
I was mad. So I don't know if you heard about it, Angel. So like I went and bought Chinese food, right? And the chick in there, she had her mask hanging from her ear, and then she put her. I was like, I had to tell her to put her mask on. She put her mask on. I order my food. I walk outside. These two people go in there without no mask on, and she ain't wearing no mask. The chick in the Chinese chick in there in the store. So I see her in there talking to them, two different people, no mask on, taking their food order or giving them their food, whatever, and then leave. So I go in there, I'm mad because I'm like, yo, this chick is cooking my food. She ain't got no mask on, and she just talked to two people without their mask on. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not like there's really glass like protect them. She just
of course.
So I go in there. I was like, "Yo, my food done?" She goes, "Nah, it's almost done." I was like, "Why'd you let those people in here without no mask on?" And she looked at me. I was like, "You know what? Since you ain't got an answer, give me my money back." And I gave her change, and she gave me my money back. And they both was mad, but they ate that food. I told her, I was like, "You out here tripping right now. If you think you're gonna just let people in here without no mask on and cook my food, and then give me my food and act like everything's hunky dory, no, it don't work
Spitting
like
all
that.
over the place. No, you
Don't
talking
work like
spit.
that." And I went into
Spitting
another
all over my
place.
damn food.
I went to two other stores after that, and it did the exact same thing. People were literally walking into stores without no mask on. And I
Yeah,
asked one dude, the corner
becoming a
store by
problem in the
me.
city now too. So I know exactly what you're going
I
through.
asked one dude. I was like, "Yo, man, why you let that dude in here without no mask on?" And he goes, "Yo, my brother." I asked him if he had a mask. He said no. I asked him if he wanted a mask. He said no. He said, "I can't fight and argue with them." He's like, "I don't want them to destroy my business or create something." He said, "So I just wear my mask. I keep away from them, etc." So he had a good answer. I went to the drugstore. What's it called? Not Walgreens. Is that Walgreens? Kenny's. I went to Kenny's Drugs on Brighton Avenue, Syracuse. Yep, I'm saying it where they from. This check, you let this dude in there without no mask on, standing right in front of him, taking the order, whatever, and then let him out. And I said, "Why'd you let me in without no mask on?" And she said, "Oh, I can't force people not to wear a mask." And I was like, "But there's a goddamn pandemic going on right now, and people are dying and getting sick. Don't you care about your life?" And she goes, "Well, the company said I can't force people to do that." I bet you right now, my whole check, if I go into that damn Kenny's without no shoes and shirt on, I bet you they throw me out that motherfucking store. I bet you any amount of money they throw me out that store. But I could walk in there without a mask on during a pandemic and they'll let me walk right in. The shit don't make sense.
Because people caught up on this thing, it's a mandate. It's not a law. That's what they keep saying. That's the ones who don't wear masks. They always say that's mandate. It's not a law.
That whole
Until
thing
they
is
have
All
been
right,
sick.
motherfucker, it's a mandate. Put the motherfucking mask on anyway.
Bro, if I
You know
told
what I
you
mean?
if you go into if I told you went to Madison Square Garden right now, like there's like literally anthrax is running rampant through Madison Square Garden. So maybe you shouldn't go. At least 50% of the people you talking to are gonna say, well, maybe I shouldn't go. And the other 50% are like, all right, I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna take proper precautions just on a rumor. I ain't putting no news story or nothing on about it. Like we're telling you factually, this shit will kill you if you are not careful. Be careful. It's the same thing. Like, yo, if you catch a cold, it's not like your ass is, you feel great. The flu can kill you if you ain't got no way to treat it.
Right.
Like, it's just like the flu. Like, yeah, asshole, flu's deadly. Like, you just happen to live in 2020.
Burp could kill your ass.
Exactly.
XVD.
Yo, son, you could blow your back out sneezing. Like, give me
I've
a
done
break.
I've done that.
Like,
That
people are
shit
so
sucks.
stupid. People are.
You said what? You go hurt yourself.
Once you get to a certain age, and you approaching that age, cause you can literally blow your back out having a hard sneeze.
Yeah.
That shit will fuck up your day.
Fun fact: you can't sneeze and pee at the same time. Just want everybody to know that. A little fun fact for your body. You can't.
I was never
as
never
George
thinking about trying
Carlin,
that. I was
Hashtag George
once
Collins.
said,
George Carlin.
as he once said, it feels like you're gonna blow your ass out. Like
you can't sneeze and pee at the same time.
oh man.
Also, too, what happened in sports is I'm not gonna talk about all of UFC, but I'm just gonna talk about the main thing, and that's Conor McGregor apparently getting his ass whipped.
Yep, got knocked out.
Yeah, he really did get knocked. All right.
It wasn't even like an ass whooping. It was just straight up like, I'm just keep throwing these punches until you decide to stop blocking. And one of them caught him and he dropped. That's literally what it was.
Yeah, it was the first. They said the first round was like that. They were both throwing out punches, and then second round
keep swinging until you hit something,
and then Conor dropped.
It was a boring ass. It was a boring ass fight.
David Pure. Whew.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Pura.
Sound it out.
It's Poe Rera. I
Pereira?
don't know.
Poirier. David Poirier.
Poirier.
Okay, I wouldn't have got that. But he defeated Conor McGregor at the main event of UFC 257 on Saturday night, stunning the fight world in the second round TKO victory. Conor McGregor said that basically that he will continue to fight, so that you don't just get away with being inactive in this business. He said that he'll be back. So, all right. I mean, like,
Best of luck on Stronger Jaw.
he's like kind of like the face, I guess. Like he's like the main dude now of UFC.
Well, he was to this loss. Somebody else gonna be the main dude next year.
I forgot the dude's name.
I think
Who's
he's
on
still
top
the
right
main
now.
dude, though.
I don't follow
He was
UFC
on
like
the
I
main
used to.
cover. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you that. And Ronda Rousey did a game cover.
Yeah. Ronda, what happened to her? Oh yeah, she got her arm cut off or something like that, didn't she?
What?
No, she got her leg. She got beat up. I know her leg. Her leg might have got broke.
No. She was on 911, and something happened with her arm. Like she,
Oh, it's a
her
TV
arm
show.
or hand.
Oh,
Yeah,
TV
it was a
show.
TV show, but she was doing a stunt on the show, and something happened. Like either like her hand got cut off or her arm got cut. Something happened really bad.
Get the fuck out of here!
I gotta look that up. I ain't hear nothing about that.
That was like
nothing about that.
That was months ago. That happened like pre-COVID. That happened because she was on it. She was doing like a guest appearance on it. And something happened that she cut her hand really bad or something like that.
Interesting.
So let's Angel, you got something for us?
Of course I do. I
All
always
right, so
do.
let's move on to Truth Hurts.
So, we all know we've been talking about COVID bits and pieces throughout this, but basically, we all know that this is going to be going on for a lot longer than people say it is. People are like, "Oh, by early spring. Oh, by some no." We're going to be dealing with this. I've been working from home, by the way, since last March. We're coming up on a year of me working from my damn house.
Happy anniversary.
For real.
I wish I could work from my house.
Me too, bro.
I mean, I'm working now technically, but I wish I could work. I wish I could put food in a teleporter and send it where it needs to go.
I know that'd be dope. But here's the problem. Even with the fact that we have hit 1 million vaccines in a single day, we have vaccinated 1 million people in one day, finally. And Joe Biden's plan is in 100 days to vaccinate 100 million people. So 30% of the population vaccinated. That's great. I'm all for it. The problem is there are more people getting infected than are being vaccinated at this point. With the fact that you have things like people going in and not wearing masks. You have people who don't want to get vaccinated. You have people who don't even believe in vaccines. So that's a pretty sizable amount of people, quite frankly. That's going to outstrip the amount of people who do get vaccinated, which, as my wife said, I'm going to say what she said. They could tell me they need me to swallow that shit whole. I will take it in my body, however it needs to happen.
That's right. You go, girl.
You punch me in the face with this damn vaccine. I will be like, yes, please, may I have another? Like, there are so many people who, for many reasons, I mean, there's like the crazy side, which is like all anti-vax and it's all like, oh, autism, and well, that's bullshit. But then there's another group that ain't so crazy. There's a group of people who definitely come from backgrounds such as ours, who have a very reasonable distrust of the government. I have a good friend of mine who is very skeptical of taking the vaccine because, as a Black woman, she harkens back to like things like the Tuskegee Airmen experiment, where
not the Airmen,
not the Airmen, but the Tuskegee
experiment.
University experiment or whatever.
Yeah, sorry, misspoke. Yeah, you're infecting people with syphilis. Like, it's kind of hard as a person of color to be like, yeah, government, I trust you to give me this thing that just came out of nowhere, seemingly, and got all these approvals overnight and was seemingly developed at light speed. You can inject it into my veins. Like, for me, I'm like, not so much about trust, but it's like I'd rather be able to walk around in public and not be
Well,
afraid of getting sick
well,
and dying.
this vaccine was it wasn't just done overnight. It was a part of another
I know.
study that they were doing, and it's
I
not.
know.
They're not injecting COVID into you. They're injecting proteins to help you.
Yeah, I know how vaccines work, but I'm
Yeah.
saying I understand where some people have reservations about.
Yeah,
it.
I get it too. I understand.
The thing is, this still ain't gonna go away. That's the shitty part.
Yep.
Even with all the vaccinations, even with all the precautions, yeah, and great that Biden, set it up now via executive order that you have to wear a mask on planes, trains, interstate travel.
Federal
That's
property and all
great.
that good
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's what should have been done from the beginning. But you have a ton of people who are either not willing or just not going to do the rest of the things that you need them to do. So that's one. So prepare yourselves for this to continue for quite some time. I'm guessing by at least another year.
Yeah.
That's my estimation. I'm no scientist, but just
And then
based on the way things are going.
What about the other strand that's out now?
Yeah.
Now you got to get vaccinated for that.
Got
You know
the
what I'm saying?
remix.
You done jumped the gun on this vaccination
Got the
to get
COVID
vaccinated. Now
remix.
the whole new strand that doesn't apply to this vaccination you just got vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yep. And then here's the other side of the coin, though. For everybody who's trying to stay safe and be home and stay away from people and do all that, there has been a rise in mental health issues among all sorts of people. People without support systems or family or without that
contact, that human contact.
Suicides have skyrocketed as a result.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Matter of fact, Las Vegas is reopening their schools because of a spate of suicides that have occurred. A bunch of students who just couldn't deal with not seeing their friends or being around their teachers in person and just couldn't deal with the social isolation killed themselves.
Okay, I have to bring something up. Hold on, Jimmy. Hold on. So I get the isolation thing. Like if this was the night, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. But a lot of the generation now are on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
They barely talk to anybody unless it's through the phone or through social media. So like a good part of it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, some of them want to hang out with their friends, blah, blah, blah. But the other side of it is they still have their phone, they still be in their phones. Like you can this sometimes you go this pre-COVID, you go into Starbucks and this ain't I heard a comedian say it too, but it's actually true. I've seen it. You go in like Starbucks or you go into Barnes and Noble or you go into Dunkin' Donuts and there'd be a group of kids and they're all on their phones and they'll laugh, but they're usually showing each other videos.
Yeah, but that's them socially interacting.
They
got to be together to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they're still on their phone though. They're still on their phone.
No, I feel you.
They still
like
doing the stuff through their phone.
In your head, like I said, it's the same problem that me and you both have. You're thinking about it from the common sense aspect of it. It's like, yo, dude, I'm talking to you over the phone anyway. I don't need to be sitting right next to you.
And also,
but the way they're thinking about it is we're socially interacting with each other by showing each other their phones and Instagram stuff like that.
Humans need that. Humans need that.
Yeah,
think about the way we grew up.
Study that shows human beings need to be in contact.
Yeah,
that's a necessary aspect for us to be alive. Like
they learned that with studies of throwing people in SAG for freaking years, and they come out crazy. Like you know what I'm saying? SAG, if you don't know what that is, that's
it
like
plays on your mental health.
In prison, where they throw people in prison in a certain cell and don't let their ass out with no human contact. And these people come out crazy. After a week, they come out crazy. So imagine some people been in there for years. You know what I mean? So, social. I understand what he's saying about that. There's been scientific studies about that.
I get if it was like older people, I get that. But I was just saying for like the younger crowd who's already on the internet.
Think about it though.
The younger people, you think about it, you do more of your human contact when you're younger than you do when you're older.
That's
when you play with other children. That's how you learn how to.
Well, I'm not talking about like the little kids. Obviously, the little kids, yes. I'm talking about like.
But that's what they're talking about. They're talking about kids in school that's committing suicide. They're talking about children, not adults.
Yeah,
I was talking about like young adults, like teenagers from like 15 to early adults and like they're 22.
I think that's just
this is an issue. This is the thing. You're thinking about it from the lens of your childhood at that age. The way we grew up at that age was vastly different. we had to go and see each
Yeah,
other.
we played in the dirt. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
Like marbles,
Like-
shit like that. Yeah.
Every
different.
Saturday morning, he used to get
Interacted,
kicked out
you know
the
what I'm
house.
saying? You have a choice because there was no cell phones,
Like-
no social media, none of that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean, I was in a
Now,
different
kids,
spot.
the way
Go. I'll tell my story after.
kids interact now is just different. It's just that's all. It's just a different way of socializing.
Yeah.
But they still get that socialization between peer-to-peer contact when they're together. There's a T-shirt I have actually that's got it's got 2 characters on it. And it says "Let's be alone together," aka we're doing our own thing, but we're sharing space in the same place together. We're still sharing something.
I still can
You
look
know.
over and see another human being. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You're not like 4
Another
walls
peer.
and
you know
that's
what I'm
it.
saying? Yeah.
Like-
And I think for a lot of people, and then there's the other thing to think about where, yeah, people are on their phones all the time. What's to say that those people aren't depressed already? Maybe that's the only way they know how. Like, social anxiety is
man.
another thing. I feel anxious in public now as a result. I'm on my phone all the time. You put me in a group of people now, I get nervous because, oh man, what if somebody's
Yep.
sick and I don't know it? Who's not going to wear a mask around me? What if this place I want to go to isn't practicing good health
Exactly the
standards?
same way.
Am I going to feel
Yep.
safe eating there? And not only that, but it's like, personally, I have a bunch of like mental health issues myself, and I use my phone all the time. Do I want social interaction? Yeah. But I mean, you can't say that people are on their phone all the time and that means that they're not wanting social interaction. This is just the way you navigate now. That's it. That's all it is. It's just the norm now. It's not that people are antisocial. It's just that kids especially grew up with the way this is now. This is their normal, being on their phone, texting, even if somebody's next to you.
Because the
That's what you do.
argument
That's
used
just
to be
what you
that
do.
they were antisocial.
Mhm.
Before COVID,
Yeah,
the
was
argument
correct.
was antisocial, but now the
Mhm.
argument is that they want to be social.
The argument was they were antisocial because they wasn't going outside playing and flipping on
But it's human
Lexus
nature to want what you don't got.
like
it's-
we
but-
did. We don't understand. Like he said, they're in a different time.
So like
and
me growing
generation.
up, me growing up, I grew up, I was at the age where I was too old for the little kids, but too young for the older kids.
Mhm.
Yep.
So I used to always try to tag along with my brother, who his birthday was
Mhm.
Friday.
Yep.
Friday. He so like I used to always try to tag along with him because they were all in the same age. They were like 1 or 2 years apart. But me, I was 4 years younger. So like I was too young for them to hang out, but I was too old for the other kids. So a lot of times I just stayed in the house because I was like, either I can hang out with the older kids or I didn't feel like playing with the little kids. A lot of little kids were usually girls, but I was just too young to play with them. You know what I mean? So I get it. I understand where you're coming from. I get it.
And I mean, that's really it's just different. It's different. It's hard sometimes to remember that, the way we grew up is not the way that younger
That
kids
they're growing up, yeah.
grew up. They grew up with the technology already in existence.
Yeah, I get mad
Help
that
it
my
mature,
daughters have cell phones. I get mad. I'm like, why the hell they need a cell phone? But everybody their age got cell phones.
No, think
Yeah,
about it as kids. Remember how
Probably
much you used to
13.
hate going
All
to
of them got cell
school?
phones.
All these kids are sitting here being, all you gotta do is sign on every morning to go to school. Could you imagine? Could you imagine us as
Oh
kids?
man, I would have loved that.
All we had to
First
do is sign on every
first-
morning to go to school.
Yes
I had
and
to go to
no,
school at 7
because
in the morning and then get out to like 3:30 in the afternoon.
what's
I
crazy
would've loved
what's crazy
that.
is my girl's daughter. She said she was talking about. I think it snowed the other day. It was like I think like a month ago, and when she started doing online school, and I think it snowed. And I told her I was like, just because it's snow outside don't mean you ain't going to school. You still got to go to school. There's no more. You have no more snow days. Your snow days are gone. That's it.
Mhm.
Like I don't remember growing up having snow days until.
Nah, you asked with the school. Rain,
Yeah.
sleet,
Yeah.
snow. That damn bus will be sliding all over the place. Your ass is getting on that bus.
MTA
What
is
bus?
running,
No,
so are you.
I'm just saying.
What
It
bus?
depends. Like when I went to middle, we didn't have bus. When I went to middle school, high school, you had to get on the bus. But they ain't no seatbelts.
I had to walk to school, and our father sent me
Uphill
to school
both ways.
during a hurricane. It was a hurricane outside. And I was like, the school closed. He was like, well, you got to go make sure. And I went to school during the hurricane. I had to make sure the school was closed. I came back home.
Yeah.
I was like, I told you the school was closed. Yeah. Lucky I walked through the projects, took my ass from that wind. So you got something else for us, Angel?
No, it's basically just talking about COVID and how we're screwed.
So like I said, Biden didn't have the plan from Homeboy.
Yeah, there was no plan.
And Biden, since he got in office, he executive ordered so much stuff when he got there. He did. I got to pull it up.
He signed off on like 17 things immediately, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I know one of the biggest things he hit was what was it, immigration? I think that was like one of the first things he jumped on was immigration.
Family separation is gone.
Yeah.
I think LGBT protections extend to pretty much everything now, so you can't be discriminated for anything.
That's what's crazy. Now
That shit was bugged out when I read it, man.
School, little kids in school.
Yeah, yo.
Like, I understand when you get an adult and you make these adult choices about what you want to do with your life. When you're a kid, I don't think that should be something you should be even fat. One, you're fucking a kid. You shouldn't be thinking about sex and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. Like, that's ridiculous. If you're 10 and 11 and you're thinking about your sexuality, something is wrong with the parenting.
Yeah, just be comfortable in who you are. That's all you should be worrying about as a kid, yo.
Right. You're supposed to be worried about having fun and being a fucking kid. You shouldn't be worried about if you're a boy, if you like, vagina, or you like
Hold on.
whatever.
How we get here?
You're worried about that shit.
What happened here?
We're talking about the
How did we get
17,
here?
the 17 things that Biden signed off on his first day in office, and one of them was taking care of LGBTQ rights and transgender rights.
Children in school.
Basically making discrimination protections extend to everything, like school.
That's crazy. Like,
stuff.
when you're a kid, you shouldn't be worried about that shit.
Well, sometimes kids have that. Kids will know what they
are. That's being influenced. I'm sorry. And don't get me wrong, because I remember being a kid and there's some kid, some of the dudes we hung out with, you'd be like, yo, that dude kind of like, he danced a little bit too good. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like butterfly on the ground, like the girls, like, you know what I'm saying? Believe it or not. But guess what? Nobody was saying, oh, he's going to grow up be gay. He's going to grow up be gay.
It was what it was.
He had a wife and kids. He grew up regular, but, it was just, he was a little feminine than everybody
regular?
else.
Come on. Regular?
No,
Come on, man.
Normal. No, he grew up in a normal? Heterosexual.
Heterosexual.
It is. Listen. I'm being honest. Heterosexual and gay. You think? Listen, I ain't trying to get you in trouble on your channel, so I'm gonna. let's just keep it 100, though. If you're gonna keep it 100, you gotta keep it 100. Heterosexual was the norm in human society before bisexualism and all that other stuff came into play.
That's debatable. I mean, like, we can't.
That's debatable.
I think we didn't have terms for it like we do now.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
It was there, but you didn't have like no terms.
In the Greek history.
Wait. You said we're gonna be nice on the channel. There's certain terms that we are not gonna address, as far as we know, because we are four good people. We ain't had no terms. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No terms to describe the kind of things that we talking about right now. No terms.
True.
All right. So let's skedaddle out of this.
Yes, quickly.
Man, you gotta be real.
I ain't scared to talk, but at the same time,
he just looked down.
You gotta keep it 100.
Came back up and was like, "What?"
You gotta keep it 100.
I think it's wrong that kids should be worried about their sexuality at 10 and 11 years old. I'm keeping it 100. I don't give a fuck what
they shouldn't. But if they feel that way, they feel that way. We can't.
Yeah, exactly.
If they feel that way, then they've been influenced by an adult. That's what I'm saying. They've been influenced by an adult. Ain't no 10-year-olds just worried about their sexuality. Unless they've been influenced by somebody. Unless they've been influenced.
He got a point on that. So society throws that kind of thing in your face. Like, you don't know what it is until you start seeing it.
That's influence.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's
you're saying like media is making it.
Yeah.
Whatever the influence may be, it can be their damn cartoons they're watching.
Because normal to you is whatever you are until somebody tells you otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Like until somebody tells you otherwise, whatever you are, that's what it is supposed to be. You're not thinking to yourself, damn, my arm is too long on it. Nah, that's how you look in the mirror. You're like, all right, cool, I look good because this is how I look. It's not until somebody's like, yo, damn, son, what's wrong with your arm? That you're like, oh, damn, my arm is fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's that kind of thing. I get what
This
he's
is
saying.
the debate on social media right now with Gabrielle Union and her son and Dwayne Wade's son. Everybody's talking Ricky Smiley and everybody's keep going back and forth about are they manipulating their child to be transgender and all this stuff like because he's 11. He was 11 or something when he came out.
Manipulating, Jesus Christ.
Well, they say they're using him in the media. You know what I'm saying? Because
That's a
why are you
popular
putting
thing,
it out
though.
there? Who would know about it outside of your house? He shouldn't be on all right. So they're using him to get status in the media.
To be honest, when that story broke out, I feel like it shouldn't be knowledge that we shouldn't even.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what everybody's saying. Like that shouldn't be out there. Like why is it out there?
Yeah, there are some things that are like exploitative. I agree. Like
That's
there's
what
some
I mean.
things
They're
which
exploiting. They're exploiting. I'm just saying I don't know about all that. I'm just saying, but I don't think you know who they are.
It's a slippery slope.
Right, but let's.
I don't think you can know who you are until you become an adult. Like as far as into that adulthood, even when you are like late teens and you're coming into your adulthood, that's when you really. Because how many of you did you know who you were when you was young? Like that young? You was 10, 11.
Listen,
You knew who you
I'm
was
36 and I still don't know who the fuck I want to be when I grow up. You know?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I know like 10 or 11.
Well, I don't
ridiculous,
know.
Yo.
When I was younger, I'm about to say this on air, but when I was younger, I had a huge crush on Boy George, and
really?
I think I was like 8. But I thought Boy George was a girl because I didn't know about trans. So I told, I think I was like probably a little younger. I told Dad, I was like, Dad, I'm gonna marry a girl that looked just like Boy George. he got mad. I understand why he was mad until I got older. I understood why he was mad.
Okay.
But he got mad at me. He was like, "You ain't gonna marry nobody like that's a boy." And I was like, "That's a girl." In my mind, that's what it looked. It looked like a girl. So I was like, "That's a girl." But when you're younger, you don't know.
You don't know the difference.
But as you start learning about it, because you gotta remember the times when we were younger, like you said earlier, are different. Mm-hmm. So now things are more open and more accessible for kids. Kids know more about YouTube now and watch more YouTube shows than anybody else. Like my girls.
So that's what I'm saying. It's about influences. Mm-hmm. What are they being influenced by? And but as a parent, you're supposed to be able to regulate these things that your child is soaking up. I don't give a damn. Now, if you let them do anything they want, then it's on you.
But at the same time, some of the stuff that you give them to like watch that are kid friendly.
Look,
sometimes
anything my daughter like, I got 2 daughters. They 12. Anything they want to watch, I have to check it. The parent is something called a parent guide. You can Google it. Any movie, any show.
I get that. My girl does that too. But like, there's some shows that she'll watch on YouTube that she'll watch and be like, all right, she'll watch with her daughter and watch it and it'll be all right. But sometimes they'll put in some weird shit. Like there was one thing my girls they're watching. It was something about this chick was talking about being a maid and she couldn't get released and it was weird. Like I don't understand how they got there because before she was just talking about being a kid and all of a sudden she went to some dark place. it was weird as hell. And I asked my girls like, what is she watching?
So there's kids YouTube where things like that won't pop up. But if you're watching YouTube with your kid, and something pop up.
But that's the thing. It's all the kid stuff that she watched. Like she watched like Peppa Pig and Bluey and she watched some other. I forgot what it was. A bunch of white people.
To that Blue's Clues, son, from back in the day. Blue's Clues was the shit.
But also Biden passed that executive order to raise minimum wage and the stimulus checks. So we're supposed to get $1,400.
What's y'all opinion on them stimulus checks?
So it's $1,400 but it's added on to $600, which would have been the $2,000.
Right.
So
I mean, that's
what Trump was trying to get.
I don't have much of an opinion other than get people their money because people are fucking suffering. But that's all I think.
I hear all the anger about, yo, you said 2,000. Now all of a sudden you on
It's because
office.
this
it's
is why we need better education, because 600 plus 1400 is 2000.
Oh no.
Yep.
I get that, but I'm saying like it's because all right, we basically went through the whole year. We got the the stimulus back in what was that, March for the 1200.
Yeah,
Yes.
like April.
For most of our surrounding countries that are supposedly,
I got mine before that, I think.
and
Before taxes.
has the status that America has been taking care of their citizens the entire time.
Listen,
So it's been like 2,000
I
a month.
told y'all that we are not a first world country. I said that before.
We are. It's true. It's true.
We're not a first world country.
Yeah.
We're not a first world country. If we're a first world country, we would have took care of everybody.
Mhm.
That's why we're doing worse than everybody else. We the first world of having the most deaths, most incarcerated, most undereducated, most marginalized. I mean, like, we first had all the bad shit, none of the good shit.
Oh yeah,
Prisons.
we're definitely winning. All right, we're winning the race to the bottom.
Yeah. So that whole, I get where you going with the whole, all the other countries are giving out more this and that. Yep, and that's fantastic for them. And I wish that we lived over there, but we don't. We live here in the United States of America that sometimes look after their people.
Once in a while.
Sometimes.
Once in a while, when
Occasionally
it's
some good
convenient.
shit happens.
Yeah. So
That should be our new motto.
Wow. Occasionally some good shit happens.
Yeah. Occasionally. Little asterisk on the side. Occasionally being like once a year, maybe sometimes if you're good and you don't
during election.
I'm gonna put that shit on the t-shirt. America. Occasional good shit happens.
That was funny.
So, we're getting something like, I remember they were talking about getting healthcare workers the 25 grand for working during the pandemic.
Immediately that went out the window.
But it went out the window.
As soon as somebody said that,
he was trying to get some more healthcare workers to vote for him.
But as soon as somebody said that, they started throwing rocks.
But to be honest with you, the healthcare workers, even though I work in healthcare, I'm not, a nurse or a doctor or, EMT, etc. But they out here still working, still delivering babies, still, taking care of people. Yeah, so they deserve, they flowers.
Hazard pay.
For real.
Like the nurses at my job do get incentive pay, which is like extra. I forgot how much it is, but it's extra money. But that's for like when it's busy, not because it's a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
They need something, because a lot of them are getting sick working in these conditions.
I can't imagine the fucking pressure those people are under either. Having to deal with your normal workload and then you got COVID on top of that, making it 20 times worse.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man.
Yeah. So
I do not envy the people in healthcare.
Most of these companies are cutthroat too. They're firing people who get sick. Like, they wait for you to go through your little 14 weeks and everything. 14 days, and then they let you go, and giving you an excuse as to why. I know it's happening a lot in the city.
Let's take a little break, and then when we come back, we're gonna get into Deuce's segment about what we watching. And we're back. So far, we're having a great show. I enjoyed the topics we're talking about. Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
You got some shows for us to be watching?
I actually have a couple movies that I was thinking about. Now, we had a discussion about this movie a while back, so I watched it. Oh my God, Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh God.
Why'd you watch that movie?
Why did you do this to yourself?
This movie was so freaking horrible, yo. I can't believe it.
That's the one with Nicolas Cage, right?
Yeah, bro.
Man. It was so terrible.
Turn your mic off. Turn your whole case.
I'm just saying, we talked about it, so I just said, you know what? Somebody got to watch it so we can talk about it.
Yeah, you took a bullet for the group, bro. No way.
I had to take it. I knew it was going to be bad when I was watching it. As soon as it came on, you can tell it's going to be bad from the way it comes on. It's terrible. Oh, she was terrible. Off that though, I just had to let you guys know I did watch it. It was terrible. It was horrible. I watched the new movie Outside the Wire. If anybody's
Yes,
seen it.
I didn't watch all
Oh,
of it. I didn't watch all of it, but I
that
did watch some
movie
of it.
was
excellent.
What is that?
Anthony Mackie,
Yeah,
new
the guy who
movie on
played
Netflix.
Falcon and the dude from
Oh, okay.
from
Yeah. Papa Doc from
Snowflake,
Snowflake.
Snowfall.
Snowfall. I
yeah,
didn't see Snowfall. I didn't know who the actor was, but he was a great actor too. I didn't know
yeah.
who he was. But the movie was amazing. The premise was different. I like how the pacing was actually good in the movie. The pacing, so it actually didn't slow. It wasn't a slow burn to build up. It actually kept a nice pace all through the movie, which I liked. And I like the twist at the end. That's all I'm gonna say. And you
It's
guys
on
should check that.
Netflix too. Netflix.
Yep, and it's on Netflix. Excellent movie. Excellent movie. I just got into a TV show. You guys might have already saw it. I'm kind of late to the party. It's called Snowpiercer. Now I know about the movie.
Oh yeah.
I've seen the movie a couple times with Chris Evans. It was actually really good. But I never seen the show. Now, have you guys watched the show?
Nah, ain't it new? Ain't
I
the
have
show
not.
new?
It's about 2 seasons now. So in the second
Oh, it's 2
season.
seasons, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I thought about watching it because I didn't watch all the movie. I know it takes place on a train, and they
Yes.
gotta keep
The
moving.
movie's good. Movie's good.
Yep. The premise is the same about the train. They got to keep moving, but the actual the protagonist is different. It's a different storyline, which I like. It's about a guy who was a detective, and he has to come from the back of the tail of the train, where the poor people is, and solve a murder. You know what I mean? That happened in the front of the train where all the rich folks are. So that's how, that's how they building up the story and the twist and the plot. Actually really good. Different from the movie. The movie was just them trying to get to the front of the train.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It starts off like that in the show, but it goes somewhere else. So actually it was actually really good. New movies coming out. There really isn't too many new movies coming out.
I mean, we already talked about all of the ones. Yeah, we talked.
Yeah. We ain't talk about all of them. I have to talk about one. My daughters will kill me because they watch these shit. They be watching this with me sometimes. If they want to talk, especially with the movies and stuff like that. The Boss Baby.
Oh yeah, I heard about part 2.
They're grown up, and that's one of the best Donald Trump spoofs, though. So you got to remember, Boss Baby is Donald Trump.
Is it really?
Boss Baby is Donald Trump. Really?
I didn't know that.
Boss Baby?
I never watched it. So I never watched it.
Yeah.
Boss Baby is Donald Trump.
That's literally who that is.
Yes,
Really?
that's why they have the dude who used to spoof him on Saturday Night Live do the voice.
Yeah. Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. So yes, he's grown up now, and he comes back, and they got it, whatever. So my daughters, they love that shit. They love that movie and the TV show on Netflix. So I told them.
Damn, I did not know that.
And Tom and Jerry, I don't know who the hell asked for this. I didn't ask for it.
Yo, Deuce, did you
Tom and Jerry's getting a live action movie. It looks ridiculous.
For your shows and stuff like that? Did you ever watch Ed, Edd and Eddie back in the day?
Yes.
Did you see the remake? They did a remake.
Did it come out yet? I thought
they're literally
coming out. Yeah, it's coming out.
They're literally now they're grown up.
She's like, Ed and Eddie is doing it. I'm like, yeah, I know, I heard of it. Like, are we gonna watch it? I was like, no, we might watch it.
I gotta check that out.
They're grown now. They're taking it from the aspect of them being grown now. They're grown up, and they're going back to their old hometown.
Yeah.
My girl's daughter loves Boss Baby. She must have watched that like 100 times.
Yeah, kids love the Boss Baby. I watched the movie with my daughters when it first came out. It was funny. I'm not gonna lie.
It was funny.
It was funny because I knew it was a spoof of Donald Trump, so everything he did kind of like reminds you of Donald Trump. So it's kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? Because they call him a big. They was calling him a big. They was calling him a baby because he whined a lot when he first became president, and in his speeches and before he became president as well. Him, rallying to become president, he was whining, doing a lot of whining. So that's why they came up with the Boss Baby. They made a spoof out of him. You know what I'm saying? So it actually works well. It's hilarious. It's the first one, so you know what I mean. I'm sure the second movie is gonna be just as funny. I seen that, and it wasn't too much movies out like coming. I mean, we got a lot of movies coming out. We know Black Widow is coming out.
Yeah,
that's way down the line. I'm so tired of even waiting for that movie. By the time it come out,
back again.
I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
They also got HBO Max got that deal with Warner Brothers, so they're gonna be dropping like when it comes out of movie theaters, it drops on.
Right, you're gonna be able to see it on HBO
Yeah.
Max. Yeah, so we mentioned the lineup for the HBO Max that was coming out. There's a lot of good stuff. Falcon, like you said, Winter Soldier.
That's Disney Plus.
That's Disney. No, that's Disney. I was about to say Disney.
Oh.
That's Disney Plus. I said we already mentioned the HBO Max. We don't have to say that no more.
Oh no! The reason I brought up HBO also, I want to say that I didn't know they had this on there because I believe they just added it, and I was telling you about it. They added the Wayans brothers, and I've been watching.
Oh yeah, we just put me onto that too.
And they added Eve, the show Eve, and my
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they put Eve up there. Eve was actually a good show.
What's funny is my girl just told me today we watched or last night we're watching 2 episodes, and she was like, "It's so funny that the show's called Eve, but her name ain't Eve in the show." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Her name is Eve." She goes, "No, her name is Shelly. There's no character on Eve
named Eve in the show." Yeah,
I never knew that until she said it. I was like, "Are you serious right now?"
Blew your damn mind.
Yeah, it did. It did. Also, too, I don't got the pictures up because D's not here. But I told you I was watching Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What happened?
So,
got to the final season.
First season, there's an episode where the Mona turns the humans into gargoyles and the gargoyles into humans.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all remember that episode?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Goliath, Goliath, I forgot. I always forget his name. Who does the voice? Yeah, Keith David, a black man. So his character was black. Fast forward,
giant white man with long hair.
He's a white blonde dude. I knew you were gonna say that.
Fast forward, and there's a episode where he's like in this dream state, Goliath, where if he didn't exist as a gargoyle.
Oh, I remember that. Well, they did like the "It's a Wonderful Life" thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he a white dude with blue eyes.
Yeah, a blonde hair, blue eyes.
I'm watching it and I'm like, that's not Goliath.
They got a black man voice. So
and I'm like, wait a minute. Why did they whitewash a cartoon character who was black in the beginning of the season and when he was human? Even though he's a fictional character. Even though where he is, you know, the place that he is fictional. Even though the universe that he's in is fictional, even though he's not even a fictional, even though he's a fictional human, you know, he's a gargoyle. His color is gray. Just the fact that they made him white actually made me stop watching the show. I was like, wait a minute, why was he black in the beginning of the season when they turned him human, and then they made him white at the end? I was like, yo, what is going on?
And wait, okay. So now I've got my brains turning.
Yeah.
Because you're telling me that in his dream sequence, in this fictional sequence in his mind, he is a white man.
No. He wasn't dreaming. So what happened was it is a dream, but it's not his dream. So what happened is, I forget the character's name, but it's she's a wizard, and she stopped. He was like getting ready to fall, and he was like, if I didn't exist, this wouldn't have happened. So the wizard takes him and then puts him in a dream world where he didn't exist as a gargoyle, and he was married to the chick, the cop chick, and they had kids. Of course, the kids are mixed.
She's Latin, isn't she?
She Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
She Puerto Rican.
She,
you know what I'm saying?
I want to say she like half. I want to say she half and half on the show because the show.
I think so.
I want to say she has a Spanish name, but they act more black on the show because I think there's a scene. Or there is a scene they go to like Guatemala or
She's
something.
like Diego Calderon. She's just a black Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
But I'm saying I think like her dad or whatever, because they show her parents on the show. But I don't know if like one of the parents is like half. But it don't matter. Anyway, the point is they made him white on the show. That's all I'm saying. I didn't understand that, and I didn't like it. I didn't agree with it.
And
Yeah.
okay,
I
not for
remember
nothing,
watching that as
but
a kid.
maybe,
Like, what the hell?
maybe, hear me out. So my gears are turning.
I
So
already know
like
you going, man.
when they turn him into a human in reality, that's what he was, right? He was a black man.
He's black, yeah.
Fine. So maybe this wizard is just racist. Because if this wizard was like, all right, we're gonna put you in this world not as a gargoyle, but as like, I see you, you're now a white dude. It's like, I don't know. I wonder if Goliath had like a minute in there where he was like, "What the ever loving fuck is this?"
I want to know. I want to know how.
David was like that.
Yeah, I want to know what Keith David said after he
I
watched.
know
He was doing the
yo,
shit.
it's some
And he was like, "Wait
I
a
know
minute."
it's nuts.
It's some bullshit.
Like, yeah, like what the fuck? I didn't ask for this. Again, this is the white majority putting their own fucking needs and wants on.
I want
the
to say it's the
black
reason
man.
why the show got canceled.
Huh?
I want to say it's the reason why the show got canceled. They put fucking
Like,
they make a lie of what?
Could have been. It could have been because you gotta remember, a lot of kids watched that knowing that Goliath was black.
Yeah.
A lot of black kids, you know what I'm saying? We
Mhm.
knew. Like we knew Keith David voice. Regardless
Yeah.
if you knew who Keith
Hey,
David
he was black
you
in the
watched
beginning of the
it.
show. In the beginning, it's
Yep.
like it's literally like it's in the first 13.
I remember the episode
First 13
you're talking about. I know
episodes.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, that drew a lot of people of color to the show, and
Yeah.
then you just happen to just turn them into a white.
And they
dude,
literally
you know?
put it at the end. It's like towards the end. I only had like 2 or 3 episodes.
I knew you was gonna say
Yeah,
that.
that's
Once
why I
you
said the final
I thought about
season.
Gargoyles.
I
I'm like,
remember.
why did you say something about when they made him
remember
blind
something
hair,
like that
blue
happened.
eyes? I was like, what? I just knew you was gonna say
I
that.
That shit made me
specifically
so
remember
mad.
that.
But you know what? They do that a lot in video games and cartoons. A lot of black people do voice white characters, and you don't even know, like Kung Fu, Samurai Jack. That's Phil Lamar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got
Kratos,
dude
right?
from-
Yeah.
huh?
Kratos.
What do you say? Kratos. That's what I'm about to say. Yeah, Kratos is the guy from Living Single with the little dreads. I forgot his name. The one who used to date Maxine. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's a lot. You know what I mean? But then when you see him, if they showed him in the real, and if they bring him into the real world, they ain't gonna have no black dude play Kratos. Well, they might play. The Rock might play Kratos.
No, they said they getting
Batista.
No, they said I think they picked somebody to play Kratos live action, and there is a black dude. I forget who it is.
Good.
I forget who it is. I gotta look that up.
Well, I know the new Kratos was done by the dude from what's the show?
Stargate, right?
The portal. When they go through the portals. Stargate. That black guy. He does the new Kratos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the bald-headed black
that
guy.
dude, I forgot his name in the show, but
Oh,
he
the
does
big-
the new Kratos.
The bald-headed black guy.
the big dude.
Yeah, Stargate.
Because the old Kratos, though, from the old ones.
Yeah, was the dude from Living Single.
It was homie from Living Single, yeah.
Yep. I like that show. I miss that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? They had to whitewash it. Friends did it, and that's what happened with Living Single. I remember Living Single was first.
Yeah,
And
Living
they
Single's
friends.
first, and they said it too. They said it. They came out and said they took
They
the.
talk about it all the time. That's why they went up there.
My girl's watching Friends too, and I'm watching it, and I was like, yo, this really is like, because I just finished watching Living Single recently. So like after watching those 2 episodes, Living Single was still fresh in my mind. I was just like, yo,
It's
really
literally
like Living
it's cut and copy. It's straight up.
Yeah,
Everything is just cut and copy.
Single. So I do want to do a PSA. I have so many PSAs I want to talk about, but
Message.
but this PSA is basically we have to, now that Biden is in office, and yeah, he's talking about bringing the country together, and we should bring the country together. We got to stop this. The whole thing I was talking about earlier about, oh, this dude ain't my president, blah 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 blah, speech, because Donald Trump does not care about you. And I know you like to think he cares about you. I know you like to think that he'd be back, but newsflash, he didn't pardon any of y'all. All he wanted was y'all vote so he could stay out of prison, and that's about it. So let's all get on this train to this prosperity, and hope for the best and hold our people that are in office now accountable for what they're doing. It's easier to hold these people accountable than it is to hold the last administration accountable because they wouldn't take accountability for nothing at all. So it's easier to hold these people that are in office now more accountable than it is for the last one. And that's what we need to do. We need to make our voices heard. Obviously, Biden actually listens because people came out and said we wanted a black VP, a black female VP, and we got Kamala Harris. Am I right? Am I making that? I'm not making that up. That's actual fact. So,
Well, he was looking in. Yeah, he was looking into it.
because he first I think it was going to be a woman, but then they said they wanted to make a black woman, and then
No, he said he wanted to make it a black woman. I think he wanted Michelle, but she was like, "Hell no, get your ass out of here." Kick rocks,
Side
man.
note, there's this thing going around that said that George Bush got this huge crush on Michelle Obama.
It would have surprised me.
He got the what?
He got a crush on Michelle Obama.
I got a crush on Michelle Obama. All right, let's be real.
Because they said that he like even though he cool with Barack, they said that he really cool with Michelle Obama. He said he always cheesing when she come
He
around.
really
You
trying to
see
be
the
cool
way he
with
be giving
Michelle
her
Obama.
candy.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
the way he be giving her candy on the low.
He got stacked shins.
That man said he said hello to her hands and lips first
Like, oh my god.
every time. That dude leave with his hands and his lips every single time.
So that's what I was saying about. So let's make sure that we hold these people accountable and make sure that we get the things that we want and fight for the things that we want so we can put this country where it needs to be and not where it was headed for. And that's all I gotta say about that. I also said about it too on my daily commute. Like there's a lot of people out here talking about they want change, they want change, they want change, but you either got to be a part of the solution to change or you're going to be a part of the disruption of change. Because there are people out there that want change for it to change to something bad instead of change to something good. There are people out there that are like that. That they're hell bent on the destruction and chaos. That's all they want is destruction and chaos. So we just got to make sure that our voices are louder and make sure that we hold people accountable and show up to these midterm elections and show up to these town meetings, et cetera, et cetera. And that's why I'm doing my interview with Vernon Williams, who's a legislator. Correction, he is running for District 16. I said 6 because I was doing too much. So it's District 16. People like that, make sure that we hold them accountable to the standards that we want, no matter the color of their skin, and it shouldn't matter to them the color of our skin to get some of these law passes. And now that Mitch the bitch is out of majority power, we can get some stuff passed. That's why a lot of stuff got executive ordered and more stuff is going to get passed pretty soon. And that's all I got to say about that. Thank you guys so much for doing the show with me, fellas. Keep decked out, lifted up in prayer. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, do all that. And check out my interview with Vernon Williams. That'll be posted to the YouTube channel soon. And it's going to be on the B Major Network. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys later.